Hey YouTubers, Mike Borders with the Mike Borders channel. Thank you for watching. Today we are working on our Chevy Malibu and we are going to show you the step-by-step process on how to replace your passenger side rear wheel hub assembly. Let's get started. All right, YouTubers outside in the garage now. Step number one, we are going to hop inside and set the parking brake. Inside the vehicle and just to the right of your shifter. As you pull that up and let go, you will hear all the linkage lock. From here, let's disconnect the battery. 10mm nut, go ahead and loosen up that. And you can pull the negative terminal right off your battery. From here, I've got the jack in place. We are going to lift the car up and actually put the car on jack stands. But prior to doing that, I'm going to loosen up these lug nuts so I'm not tugging and pulling them with the car off the actual ground. Decreases the chance of it falling off the jack or jack stands. Spent a couple minutes, used my long extension and loosened up all the lug nuts. Now we're going to lift it up and rest it on jack stands and remove the tire. Car is up off the ground, rested on the jack stand. I'm going to keep the jack there for insurance, so we are just going to spend a little bit and remove the lug nuts. Tire is removed and we are going to remove the caliper, 13mm bolt here and a 13mm bolt on the bottom. We're going to remove this to gain access to the lower 18mm bolt that we may need to take off for this actual caliper brace. Tire is removed. I have an additional jack in place and I will show you why. We are going to remove this long 21mm bolt that feeds through this portion here, and you'll need a 21mm wrench on one side and we're going to hit it with our impact 21mm on the opposite side. However, before that, notice how this bolt is angled? We are going to jack the car up and release this pressure on this actual bolt. Basically even it out to make this bolt very easy to come out by hand. Making progress, 21mm nut is removed, and again, if you align this properly, the bolt should just slide right out. Here it is removed. Long bolt. Got the nut connected to it so I don't lose anything. And we now have much better access to this 18mm bolt. We will remove one on top and one below. This part is now free. And the most important part about this, do not harm these brake lines. Do not harm those. Again, 18mm bolt down below, 18mm bolt up top. Go ahead and remove those. Lower bolt removed, continuing to loosen and remove the upper bolt. After those bolts are removed, right down here is a T30. Go ahead and remove this. There it is. We'll clean that up with a wire brush later. From here, you may need to use a rubber mallet to kind of break this rotor loose from the actual hub. However, before you start banging on the back side 10mm bolt that secures your speed sensor, go ahead and remove this and shift your speed sensor out of the way. You don't want this damaged as you work through the project. Next, a 13mm bolt up top and a 13mm bolt down below. Let's go ahead and remove those. I've already backed them off. Carefully remove the caliper from the actual rotor portion. Again, whatever you do, do not damage or harm the brake lines. I'm going to set the caliper on a block so it's not hanging from these actual lines. From here, you may need a rubber mallet to break this loose. Once you break it loose, this comes right off. We'll set that aside. I used a penetrating product and sprayed on this portion of the hub as well as the back portion. And we need to direct our attention to 3 18mm bolts, one on top here, one down below right there, and one on the upper right hand side. And I'll show you how I'm getting to those. I've got a 18mm extension. I can grab the top one and remove this. I can use the same extension to get to the bottom bolt, as you can see here. However, to get to this upper right hand side, I have to alleviate this extension. With that extension removed, I'm gaining access to the upper right bolt all 3 bolts. Let's go ahead and remove them. Making progress. 18mm bolts are removed. I want to position them in a manner where I'm going to put the same bolt back into the same hole. From here, a little bit more of penetrating product and allow that bearing to sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. From here, you're going to have to do your best to get that bearing out, and to do so, unfortunately, this is steel and this is aluminum, and over the years they basically mend together. We need to break this loose. You can rent this tool and hopefully get it out conveniently. I'll get this all installed and show you how it works. First part I'll grab is this part and align it to 3 of your studs and grab 3 of your lug nuts and secure this plate to the hub. After securing the 3 lug nuts, make sure your slide hammer is on the rod, and you will lift this, center it, don't cross thread it, and you will screw this in. As you can see, screw this rod in until there is no remaining thread visible. And from here, this acts as a slide hammer, and you will add a lot of force, and hopefully the force from this slide hammer will pull your bearing and hub out of the actual aluminum knuckle. In the event that that slide hammer does not work, you may need to use heat and heat up the aluminum portion, not your actual hub, but the aluminum portion knuckle, which will then allow that portion to expand and hopefully break that loose. And you may need to use a big sledgehammer, but be very careful if you do that. You don't want to harm any additional parts in the process of throwing that sledgehammer around and hitting the actual hub. At this point, the entire hub is out, and I am in the process. I've removed the lug nuts, I've unscrewed this actual slide hammer tool, and I'll be honest, it took me every bit of 20 minutes of constant pounding on this slide hammer to finally release this entire hub. From here, I've got a wire brush. As you can see, all the debris that was caused during the hammering process. I'm going to clean this entire entrance and get it as clean as possible prior to inserting the new hub. And as I'm cleaning this, I'm also going to clean the mating surface and the actual mating surface where your speed sensor secures itself to, and then blow out all that dust. Time to open up the new part. It is a Duralast, and there is the part number. And there it is. All right, YouTubers, on the left-hand side is the old, used up, and damaged hub, and on the right side, the brand new hub. It is a Duralast brand from AutoZone. Look at this little gap in here. Around this entire opening here is a magnetic ring, and this magnetic ring communicates to the actual speed sensor that is bolted on by a 10mm bolt in the actual wheel well area. Coming over to the brand new hub, you will notice that there are no gaps in the magnetic ring. What happens over time is that magnetic ring begins to wear out, it begins to get brittle, and begins to flake away. And that's exactly what happened here. As you can see, part of it has fallen off and flaked away, and as this hub and bearing spins, here's what happens. That speed sensor is bolted in and is stationary, and it reads the rotation of this hub through the magnetic ring. And once it detects an interference of reading, it sets off that ABS stable track annunciation. Back at the wheel well, and you'll notice it does have an imprint from the old hub, and what we want to do is align the brand new hub, and we will put this on first, and we will insert the actual hub in place and secure those 3 bolts on the rear side. The new hub is in place, and in the event that it is not going in freely, just continue to get rid of all that corrosion buildup in that inner circle or diameter of that hole. Once you can slide it in freely, align the holes, make sure your dust plate is positioned properly, the caliper cutout is on the rear, and again, the 3 bolts, one on top, one down below, and one on the opposite side. Make sure those are secured. From here, we are going to go get that extra jack and lift this portion up, realign this to here, and secure this big bolt. And continue lifting this portion until that bolt can go in here and through here without hammering it through. And once you get it perfectly aligned, again, it should just be able to slide right through, just like that. Grab the nut and secure the nut and bolt. I'll need that wrench as well as socket. After securing that bolt, carefully and safely lower the jack. And we're going to reinstall and secure the rotor as well as caliper and bracket. When installing the actual rotor, make sure you align the 230 screw to the hole on the hub so you can reinsert and secure that T30 screw. After the rotor is secured, grab a brand new clean shop towel and clean the surface of your actual rotor, both the outer portion and inner portion. What I'll do next before securing the caliper, I will re-secure the actual speed sensor in its respective hole and secure it with that 10mm bolt. Prior to moving forward, spin your actual hub. Make sure nothing is rubbing on anything. If you hear anything rubbing, such as the rotor to the actual dust plate, you'll need to adjust the dust plate or make sure that your rotor is not warped. If that's the case, you might need to replace that. At this point, we're going to secure the caliper. After securing the caliper bracket, just double check everything, go over the entire hub assembly and rotor and brakes, just double check everything is secured, including your speed sensor. From here, we are going to lift the car back up to a point where we can install, insert, and secure the tire. After that, we will remove the jack stand and lower the car. Tire's back on, jack stand is gone, and the car is lowered, and we've removed the jack. From here, we are going to re-secure the negative terminal to the battery. Alright YouTubers, that completes the project. Now it's time to take it for a test drive. We are looking for a very specific thing. Once we get above 15 miles an hour, your speed sensor should detect your brand new magnetic ring and brand new hub. And when it does that, it should automatically turn off your ABS light on your dash. So let's start the engine and go for a ride. Inside the vehicle, the engine is running, and as you can see, there's the ABS and service stable track. So from here, let's get up to speed. Alright, it just turned off, so we're just going to monitor it over the next few weeks, and hopefully it is gone for good. From here, do us a favor, below the video you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely go to your settings, turn on your YouTube notification bell. Once you do that, every video that we upload, you will be notified. You will be able to stay up to date with us. That would be awesome. Thanks again for watching.